Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. Lots of people have been doing a sort of end of May update, so follow the trend, follow the trend. Now, whereas some people have got so many trees they can't possibly do an update on their collection, I haven't got that many, so I can. So we can look at all of my bonsai trees in quite a short space of time. Right, I have one Satsuki azalea. Perhaps somebody could explain why there are a couple of people on YouTube that say Satsuki as opposed to Satsuki. Maybe there's a reason. I don't know. Explanation would be nice. Anyway, mine has got a couple of buds, and I mean a couple. Not many at all. Possibly 3, maybe 4. But at least we get to see what the flowers look like, and then we can do the associated pruning once it's bloomed. This is my Literati challenge tree, which I think is probably dead, but you know, pines, they don't know they're dead for about 3 months, but I'm not sure that's alive actually. We shall see. It'll either live or it'll die, but both of these around the corner, as I call it, they get late afternoon sun, so they don't get any morning sun or midday sun. They do get some though later in the day. Now this position here gets sun from just after midday through till sort of early evening, and then a tree gets in the way, so these get some sun in the afternoon. This is my Kojo no Mei cherry tree. If you want to go back through the videos, you can see what this was like in early spring, and it was in a bit of a state actually. Most of the leaves were yellow like this, but since then it's put on a lot of growth, an awful lot, and I'm doing absolutely nothing with that growth. I'm letting it grow. It didn't have very good roots when it was potted up. It had been in a garden tub for many years, so it went into its first bonsai pot, and I just want some strength back in the tree. We'll worry about getting blooms once we've got the structure and the strength into the tree. Right, my 3 trident maples. As much as I really do not like severe trunk chops, chop trunks, you know what I mean, more coffee. I do need to do it with these, or I'm going to end up with 6 foot tall trees that are ½ an inch wide at the bottom. So all 3 of these trees need to be, I need to take the pot inside, have a good look at where the branches are, and do the trunk chops so that they've got the rest of this season to push strength and energy into the lower branches, which are rather weak at the moment. The growth is all pushing out at the top. So there we go. This is my European hornbeam. Again, this one's being allowed to grow this year. Was repotted for the first time in a long time, so obviously the roots have been disturbed, so lots of top growth, regenerate the root system, and I'm hoping that at some point something is going to grow vertical off this tree, because I want this tree a little bit taller. Only 6 inches, but I'd like it taller than it is now. To me it just seems a little out of proportion, but it's putting on really good growth this year. It's nice healthy green growth, doing okay. And then alongside here, these 2 have been moved along here because that afternoon sun that I was on about doesn't start till later in the day in this position. So these get later in the day sunshine, and it stops early evening. So they get a bit of sun. No, that's not a bonsai. It's a good subject for an air layer though. It's a lovely colour. No idea, I haven't got a clue what it is, but I've had that tree for years, grown from seed. Anyway, the 2 bonsais. They've both got, whatever structure they've got, that's what they've got. There's nothing I can do about it now. But over the last couple of years, the trunks are starting to thicken up. So they are starting to look a bit more like a sort of proper tree, if you know what I mean. Rather than a true bonsai, I like these 2 to look like real trees, the sort of thing a maple would look like, you know, if it was in an arboretum or something. It's got some height. Ooh, so I've got down here, I can't get up now. Ow! This age thing is a right pain, isn't it? Right, and over on the staging here we've got my Chinese juniper. There's a video not long ago of me doing the first air layer. I've done another one since then, so there's two. And behind that is my Yamadori, not very good Scots pine, that again is being allowed to grow to try and get a root system on it, because there's virtually no roots. But I think the roots are there now, or it wouldn't be pushing this new growth. But it's just going to be left this year, and then when these candles are fully mature and they've got their colour and everything, they'll get cut back to hopefully get some back budding on the bare bits, because you know, this is not a lot of good to anybody, is it? So we shall see. I might even take it off lower down, make a new apex. Design not done yet. Right, this is my little Japanese larch. This was pre-shaped by somebody else as far as the trunk movement is concerned, and I haven't done anything to this year. I'm just sort of seeing where the energy is and where the growth is, but it will need a trim soon, otherwise the tips will get out of hand. So that's that. This is my little juniper that we had a go at not long ago. The new growth is just starting in places, but not everywhere. Top doesn't look very happy. I've got a horrible feeling I might have snapped that when I was putting the wire on. We shall see. And then behind that is my beech. We're not looking at the front here. Basically this area here gets the maximum sun. So this beech isn't in full sun because there's other things around it, but it does get an awful lot of sun. It's put on a lot of growth this year. These extensions, you know, you're looking at 7 to 9 leaves on a lot of these extensions. Some are only 5. And then we've got my little golden larch forest that has produced its foliage and is just sort of showing some signs of that extending. They're not growing as such, but these didn't have very good roots, and you know, repotted into a bonsai pot this year from a different bonsai pot that had their roots very confined. So we'll see what that does. And then this is my Japanese black pine, wired by somebody else. It was bought with that wire on, and at the moment I'm leaving it on there. It won't matter too much if it bites in, but I think it probably needs to come off now. It is starting to show signs of biting in, and this hasn't got its gnarly bark yet. It's too young, but I'm just letting it grow, see what it does. And then down here we've got my 6 blackthorn or quickthorn. That the idea of those is to make them into a clump style. I'm not so sure I'm going to do it now. I'm not sure I even want these. The clump style will take so long to sort of materialise and actually look like anything worthwhile. I don't know whether I've got that long. And then this is an Austrian black pine, I think that one is. And this is just being allowed to grow. I put some wire on to get some movement lower down. This is a sacrifice, so this will probably come off here anyway, but I'm just letting it grow, get some size into the trunk if possible. That is something I just picked up at a nursery that I'm probably not going to do anything with. And this is my twin trunk Zelkova serrata, which I've done a very recent video on trimming, and basically said make me an offer. If you want it, make me an offer. The offer still stands. At the moment I have one firm offer and one tentative offer, shall we call it, a nearly offer. But anyway, make me a sensible offer. UK only, obviously, can't be silly. Right, then up here on the table, let's go over here first. We've got my lightning strike Scots pine, Yamadori. Probably going to have to take the wire off of this soon. It's been on there some time. I'm hoping the branches would be set by now. I'm happy with the pads. There's an odd branch, you know, that's not quite where I would like it, but I've got so much foliage on the pads now, I'd be quite happy to just cut that off. And that one hanging down, but we shall see. This needs the sulphur treatment. It's getting to look quite dull, the gin and the shari, so that's that. And this is a little thing. I keep forgetting what the hell it is, but this was bought from a nursery as a bush. There is a video from a bush to a bonsai, I think I called it, something like that, where you can see it arriving as a bush and then, you know, doing the branch selection and everything. Let's get some of this moss off as well. And the initial wiring. And it's not a bad little tree, quite honestly. It's, you know, I think it's quite nice, you know, considering where it came from, its origins. And it's putting on a lot of growth. It's growing nicely. Can't ask for more than that. And then over here, catching the sunshine, everything's soaking wet at the moment. I've just been round with the hose, as I'm having to do every single day at the moment, because we've got heat and sunshine all day, virtually every day, for the foreseeable future, at least up till the weekend. So this is my birthday tree, as it's called, tucked in behind the cat mint. The cat mint is up on the table for obvious reasons. I have a cat, and he broke half of it off once he found it, so I've put it up out of his reach. He's an old cat, he can't get up here. Yeah, so that's my Japanese white pine. That's had initial styling done, it's had some wiring done, and I've made a mistake with this that I hope doesn't do it any harm, but in several places I read that the flower buds should be taken off. So I've been, you know, systematically rubbing out the flower buds, and then I read in several other places that are probably more authoritative that you shouldn't do it. It was too late now, it's done. But yeah, it's as a consequence of taking those flower buds off, I don't think I will get much new growth this year. We shall see. But yeah, initial styling's been done. I'm happy with that. Oh, it's sparkling in the morning light. And then tucked away behind that is my Deciduous that's now turning into the muddy green colour that they do. Can't really see it very well, can you? So we can get these two out of the way. We can look down through here then. But yes, the initial taking out those tiny little shoots in the spring seems to have done some good, because the pads have kept their shape this year. Instead, you know, this sort of time last year I had sort of 9 to 10 inch extensions sticking out all over the place. Well, I haven't got them this time, so I think it's done some good. And that is it. That is my bonsai collection as it stands at the moment. And there may be an odd addition now and again. I haven't lost a bonsai, not since the last white pine that I had, which is probably about 7 or 8 years ago. That didn't make it through the first winter, so I haven't lost any trees. All the ones that I've got seem healthy enough, and yeah, I'm sort of reasonably pleased with most of the trees I've got. So and I'm quite happy to stick with those, and there could be an addition now and again. I've got 2 bonsai events that I'm going to this year. One is the Heathrow Bonsai Show, the massive one. I should be going to that. But everything there, as far as trees are concerned, is very expensive. And I'll also be going to the Staverton organised bonsai boot sale, where the trees are not so expensive. So who knows, I might come home with something. That's where the 3 trident maples came from last year when I went. So there we go, 1 bonsai collection. Well, see you next time. Perhaps we'll do another update later in the year.